Very good morning, dear children. Dear children, we were at Economics chapter 3 and we are on the topic poverty line. So, children, basically, we have read about the vulnerability, who are the people who are more prone to poverty, and we have discussed the topic social exclusion. Fine. So, now we are on poverty line, children. See, what is a poverty line? So we discuss the poverty with the concept of poverty line. Fine, it is a very common method, and in which we are going to analyze the poverty on the basis of income and consumption of a family or a person. Fine. So every person, a girl or a boy, he is considered as poor with his or her income and consumption. Now, if the person will be having more income, the consumption level will be more. If the person is having less income, the consumption level will be less. So, see here, we have a minimum level which is necessary to fulfill the basic needs. Fine. And children, why it is necessary to satisfy the basic needs? It is different at different times in different countries. Fine. So the poverty line can also be different for different time and different place. Fine. So every country they have a line, fine, by which they consider the level. It depends on the level of development and the social rules whatever are there. Fine. Now for a country like United States, you can say that a person will be considered poor only when the person is not having a car, whereas if you talk about our own country India, so here car is considered as a luxury. Fine, children. So it is different in different countries, different places at different times. So if you talk about the time, if you talk about 100 years ago, so might be the concept will be different. Fine. So whenever we are determining the poverty line, especially in India, we see the minimum level of food requirement, clothing, footwear, fuel, light, education, and medical requirements. Fine. These are the uh, you know the determiners which are going to check whether a person is below or above the poverty line. Fine, children. So now these physical quantities are then converted into rupees. Like if you talk about the present scenario, see what is the estimate the poverty line. If you talk about the food consumption, it will be based on the calorie requirement. Now they are going to check out by measuring it with the price of commodities. Like if you talk about food items, what is the price at the present time? So in that way they will calculate the calorie, what are requirements are there and what are calorie requirements are there, then they will convert it into a money requirement, that this much money is required for a person to fulfill all these basic needs. Fine. So if you talk about if you talk about urban area, so in the urban area the calorie requirement is 2100, whereas in the rural area the calorie requirement is 2400 calories. Fine. And here in urban it is 2100 calories. So you can see the difference. And why there is a difference? Because people, those who are living in a poor rural area, they require more calories because of more physical work. Fine. So this way they calculate the calorie requirement. Then they come to I told you earlier also, then they compare it with the money. Fine. So if you talk about 2011-12, the poverty line for a person was fixed at 816 per month for rural area and 1000 for urban areas. Why money is more for urban areas whereas calorie requirement is less? Because the prices are high in the urban areas. Fine. So then children, it is fixed and it is calculated every after every 5 years. So this is for one person only. So if a family is having 5 members, so we will multiply this this money with 5. Fine. So in the rural area it will be 4080 per month for a family, and for urban area it will be 5000 per month. So that is the estimated requirement. Fine. These surveys, they are calculated after every 5 years. Fine. And national sample survey organization is organizing these surveys. Fine. So it can vary for the developing countries, it can vary for underdeveloped countries or developed countries. So the World Bank, they have a uniform poverty line. They say that $1.90 per person per day, it is the minimum availability. Fine. So this way children, the surveys are conducted. Now the next topic is poverty estimates. So see, if you see table 1 which is given on the next page, you will be checking out how poverty, it has declined. Poverty ratios had declined to 30 from 45%, which was in 1993 to 94, to 37.2% in 2004 and 5. So it has come down. Fine. So it came down to 22% in 2011-12. Fine. So if the same will going to continue, obviously the percentage of people below poverty line is going to decline very soon. The percentage of the people below the poverty line, it is decreased in earlier 2 decades. Fine. Now number of poor, they declined to 407 million. It was in 2004-5 to 270 million in 2011-12, which is just a decline took place for 2.2%. Fine. So this way it is estimated. Just see figure 3.1. You can check out. Fine. What all I was saying. Now children, the next topic is the vulnerable groups. Now vulnerability, just now I explained you that the groups which are more prone to poverty. So if you talk about these groups, fine, the proportion of people which are below the poverty line is, it is also not same for all the social groups and economic categories in India. Fine. Now social groups, they are most vulnerable to poverty. Those are the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. Similarly children, if you talk about the economic group, obviously the casual laborers, the farm laborers, means which are without any land, without any property, so they will be more vulnerable. You can see a graph 3.1, that will make you more clear that all the poor people, it is showing you the percentage of poor people in all these groups. Fine. So if you just check the average for people below the poverty line of all groups, the minimum average is 22.43 out of 100 people. Means this much is fixed. Whereas the people who are belonging to scheduled tribe, they are not able to meet their basic needs as well. 34% of the casual laborers in urban areas are below poverty line. 34% of the casual labor in rural areas also. Fine, they are also below poverty line. 29% of the scheduled caste are also poor. Double disadvantage means you are landless also, plus you belong to a socially backward caste also. That is the double disadvantage. Means they are belonging to both the groups, so they will be more vulnerable, they will be more prone to poverty. Fine. So scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, These populations, they have a really serious problem. Fine. Now the recent studies, they show that scheduled tribe households, they have three groups. Fine. Scheduled caste, rural agricultural laborers and urban casual laborers, they have seen to be decline in poverty in 1919. So there is a decline in that. Apart from these social groups, children, there is also inequality of income within the family. Means, see, some families, they will be more suffering, they will be more prone. Why? Because in the poor families, you can see that there are some families which are going to suffer more, like in the family also, who's going to suffer more? Obviously the women, the elderly people, or the female infants, they are going to be suffering more. They will not be given equal access to all the resources which are available to the family. This we can clarify with the story of Shivaraman. Now Shivaraman is living in a small village near Karur town in Tamil Nadu. Fine. Now Shivaraman is a cobbler by caste. Fine. And works as an agricultural laborer for 160 rupees only. Fine. And that too is not fixed. Fine. And he is doing odd jobs at the time when he is not getting the job. Then his wife is Shashikala. She is also working with him, whereas she is getting only 100 rupees per day. As she is a lady, for the same work she is getting less, and he is getting more than that. Fine. Now he has a mother who's not well. Then he has a 25-year-old unmarried sister also, and he's having four children, three girls and one boy, and they are not going to school. He just want to send the boy school because he is saying that the girls will go to their home. Fine. So he is not able to afford the luxuries for the family members, and his sister and daughters, they are taking care of the household. And once in a time, he brings milk, and that milk is to given to the boy only. So vulnerable group means, in a family, it's already they are very poor, and who's more vulnerable here? The women, the elderly, and the girl child. Fine. So this was all about today's topic, children. Thank you and have a nice day.